What's up? A long time no see. It almost feels so weird, and I don't even know where to start because it's been so long since I done came and recorded a YouTube video. It's been so much that I gotta come back and give y'all some insight on because y'all still be reaching out to me, and I kind of so sadly neglected my YouTube channel. I feel so bad, y'all. I feel so bad for neglecting my YouTube channel like I did. From knowing that I was making a decision to get out of the Army, to trying to finish up grad school, to having to figure out, my next steps, where I'm gonna live after I get out, what's gonna be the next, what are my next goals that I'm trying to accomplish. Y'all, I had so much on my plate, and I just could not keep YouTube at the forefront. But I feel like I'm in a perfect place now to come back, and because I have so much more wisdom, knowledge, and information to give y'all. So this is gonna pretty much be like an update video. It's not gonna be very structured because it's hard for me to keep it structured. That's what makes me take all day to get something uploaded because I think it gotta be perfect. All right, so let's get into Army because most of y'all found me by watching me through military stuff. Am I still in the Army? Yes and no. Yes and no. And it's such a long story on that. So yes, I did serve my contract honorably. My ETS date was back in December 16th actually. So at that time, I was getting out of my active duty contract, but I had signed a tri-year. If you know anything about when you're going through the transition process, the TAPS process, you will find out that you have an option to sign up to go into the reserves for 1 year. I was like, oh, perfect, because a part of me still felt like I wasn't fully ready to get out, but a part of me knew that I needed to because I had to just readjust and get back into learning about what it is that I really am trying to do in life, what my purpose is, and I knew I couldn't figure that out while on active duty. So I felt like going reserves is going to be that perfect segue in between getting off of active duty but still having one foot in, one foot out. Also believe that I would, continue to form connections, still be connected to the military world, and still get some of those benefits, of course, like healthcare, access to base, things like that. But y'all, I ended up accepting a job in Chicago. That's gonna bring me to my next point, is that I don't live in Fayetteville anymore, y'all. Since January, I have been living in Chicago, Illinois, because the job that I got coming out of the military brought me to Chicago. So I don't want to jump around. So I came off of active duty, signed a contract to come into the reserves. Now this is where I say yes and no, because originally when I signed that tri-year contract, I was supposed to go to Nashville. I was like, you know what, I want to go back home. I don't want to be away from home, but I don't want to go back to Memphis, but I want to be close to Memphis. And I was like, yeah, I still got friends and family in Nashville. I'm going to just sign a contract for Nashville. But I ended up signing that contract prematurely, y'all, which I signed a contract to go to, it was a MP brigade with my same MOS as a 68 X-ray. So during like the Christmas holiday around during the Christmas holiday and Thanksgiving, I'm still thinking like, yeah, I got time to find a job in Nashville. I got time to find a job. But y'all, the process was going. I ended up not finding a full-time job offer in Nashville. In fact, I ended up finding a job offer in Chicago, which was completely unexpected, which I think is the perfect segue to talking about, okay, how did you end up in Chicago? Okay, so I'm a create a video talking about me doing a CSP, a career skills program. When I was coming off of active duty, I did Hiring Our Heroes, which needs a video in itself in my experience. Because it's a really, really good program. At first, I was kind of cynical about the program, y'all, but then it ended up working out in my favor as I had planned for it to. Y'all know I'm very strategic. I always told y'all that I'm very structured. I like to dot my I's and cross my T's, and I know, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. I got to do this. And I knew, okay, you trying to get out and you need to be set up for success, which is why I started to even get my master's back 2-3 years ago. I was like, no, before you get out of active duty, you need to have another degree, because if you don't get another degree, you pretty much just coming out of the military with your bachelor's, and that's technically the same position that you came in with besides having military experience. But being that you're getting out after 4 years, I was like, okay, I need more weight to me getting out if I wanted to be successful. So I ended up doing Hiring Our Heroes. And so I did a 3-month-long internship, which is in my field of industrial organizational psychology, which is what I got my master's in. I've already graduated from the program. I've been having my degree since December 2024. So that degree, y'all, was also very strategic because, one, I did not want to do clinical psychology anymore because I knew IO psychology had more growth potential and align more with what I started to have a passion for, which is workplace psychology, what keeps us motivated, and, performance at work and employee engagement and all the things that I feel like I have more of a passion for and that I was kind of slowly moving away from, which I can come with another video talking about why I think behavioral health, working in behavioral health, took me further away from wanting to pursue clinical psychology, at least at this time. So where am I at with this story? Okay. So I was doing my internship. I did an internship with this company called The Container Store with their corporate office based out of Dallas. So with that internship, I was doing it in talent acquisition and talent development. So the talent development side, I was helping to create their learning and development programs. I was helping to lead that. So I was doing, creating training programs when it comes to how to build and maintain trust between your team, the art of giving and receiving constructive feedback. And I also had a part of a requirement with the internship or fellowship, because that's what it's called, where I had to do talent acquisition, which is sourcing talent for the company based on their goals that they hired me for. So with that job, y'all, I ended up doing a good job during that 3 months. And my supervisor from the internship, he had been telling me, right, that, okay, even if we don't have a full-time offer for you, it's not because of you. It's just we don't have the business need right now. He said, but, I'm going to support you and help you with, moving on from us and still, being a recommendation for you, being a reference for you when it comes to getting another job opportunity. So long story short, because I can come with this in another separate video, I ended up getting a call one day from a recruiter. At the time, I did not know this, but it was his wife. He put in a good word for me, sharing my resume, talked about how well I had performed in the internship, even though I only was in an internship for 3 months. So she was like, oh, you know what? I think you would be a perfect fit for this employee engagement manager position that we have, but it is in Chicago. And so at the time, I was like, I never had plans to go to Chicago. No, that's not it. I'm not trying to go to Chicago. So for a while, I was like kind of ignoring me having that as an option. And then, I was continuing to do the job interview process, and I had got another potential, another prospective company that I had really wanted from day one. And their interview process was so long, y'all. Like, I had to do a case interview. I had to do like 3-4 round interviews, and I knew that I was running out of time because I was about to hit my ETS date, and I knew my lease for my apartment was going to be up come January. And the Army, right, they were giving me BAH. So that's how I was having the money to pay for that apartment. And if I wasn't going to have that BAH no more and not have a job, I knew I wasn't going to be able to stay in that apartment for too long, because at that point I would be running off my savings. So I was like, you know what? It looks like I'm going to have to go to Chicago. I mean, at this stage of my life, I got to go with God, the will that he has for my life. And it looks like everything is, leaning back towards me going with this job. And they really wanted me to, when I went through the interview process, it was natural. They was like, yeah, we want you. We want you. She's amazing. Yes. We want you hired. Long story short, y'all, I ended up taking this job. It was very well worth it with the salary that they offer me, y'all. I would never go anywhere unless it's worth it. And the salary was definitely worth me coming this direction. And it just kind of reassured me that all along I knew I was on the right path in terms of what I was doing to set myself up for success coming out of the military. So I ended up taking this job opportunity. I moved out here in January. It was like January 25th. Now it's June 15th, and I've been out here at this job for almost 5 months. Been living in this apartment for almost 5 months. I'm gonna let y'all see. See, this is a brand new apartment. Yeah, y'all can kind of see, but brand new apartment out here. So I am in Chicago, but I'm on the outskirts of Chicago, mainly because my job is on the outskirts of Chicago. So I'm like in the suburbs. That's what they call them. I'm in the suburbs of Chicago. And I'm gonna come to y'all with insight about how my experience has been living in Chicago so far. And, you know, some things that I like about it so far, some things I don't like about it. But, okay. So now that I told you about the job and how I ended up in Chicago, now the reason that I'm kind of in the military, kind of not, is because, one, the unit that I was coming to, right, they give you like 30 days to get there anyway from after your ETS date. So I was reaching out to them and I was saying like, hey, you know, I don't live in, like, I'm not going to Nashville. I live in Chicago. Like, what is the process for getting a transfer? Because, you know, I'm too far from Nashville to be traveling to drill every weekend. Nashville from here is like 9 hours, which is not bad. That's too far to be traveling once a month. So I was like, you know what? What's the process? So I got in touch with my commander. You know, she approved for me to call what they call RST, which is rescheduled training, which is they put me in the system as excused and I'm supposed to drill with another unit closer to me, which, y'all, that has been a process. So pretty much, y'all, this entire time, they couldn't find me a unit in the Chicago area with my MOS. On top of that, process that has been so long, taking so long, is that I never reported to my unit in Nashville. So technically, even though I'm on the books, it just was a long process because no one knows me. So all of my communications, Ranger, stop. Come here. Come here right now. Come here. He loves barking when people pass the door. I cannot stand it. Anyway, so all of the communication that I've been having have been with the career counselor and my unit, which is all communication through the phone. So it has been such a long process. It has taught me why they say the reserves is so slow in communication, y'all, because till this day, till June, I've been trying to find a unit out here in Chicago. They had me one. Then that unit left. They didn't have my slot no more. Then they were like, okay, now you can either go to Missouri, to St. Louis. They sent me some in Indiana. But the closest one that I found so far is one in Indiana. So at this time, y'all, I am still considered RST from my reserve unit in Nashville because I am undergoing the transfer process to the unit out here in Indiana, which has been taking months, y'all. Literally, it has been such a slow process to the point now, y'all, I'm 6 months into this tri-year. I don't know how it's supposed to work once I actually get to the unit. Like, are they going to make me restart the time that I missed? Is it still technically counting towards the year? Like, I don't know, y'all, but it's been so long since I done actually had on the uniform that I feel now like I don't even want to do it no more because I've been so out of uniform for so long. Like, I have my CAC and everything that I end up eventually getting, but it's been such a long process, y'all, trying to get to a unit out here in this area. I think it's because I'm in the Midwest, and it's like everything is scarce out here. Even the unit that's closest to me in Indiana is like an hour and a half away, and I can't get in touch with nobody at all, y'all. I done checked Facebook. I done tried my best, and at this point, I don't even have a drill schedule for this new unit. All I know is, okay, this is the unit that they've done a VA 4856 on for me to transfer. They're saying, oh, we still need this and that from you, even though I've been sent it. And it's just been this cat and mouse game, y'all, trying to get transferred. So basically, I'm in the reserves on paper, but I have not reported to reserve drill yet, y'all. So with that in mind, I don't know I can't tell you how the reserves is at this time because I've been fully on my civilian journey at this stage. But good news, yeah. good news, your girl disability kicked in, which is another video for another day, because technically once you start getting disability, you can't even use, like, you can't even drill anymore for pay. You have to waive one of them, which I haven't even got a chance to get to that stage to even waive one or the other, because I mean, technically, of course, right, you're not going to waive your disability. You're going to actually pay in at the end of the year, which is technically what I'm going to do. But when you do, like, word has it, when you do have disability coming and you drill, technically you're drilling for points. But I'm only doing reserves for a year anyway, so technically I'm not going to be able to get that much time in towards retirement unless I were to say, you know what, I do like reserves and I want to do another contract and stay in the reserves. But at this time, y'all, I've been so out of the military mode, I feel fully civilian now, y'all. Fully civilian. And I got so many things that I can create videos on. So, okay, I want y'all to hold me to this because I'm about to end this video. So I got to talk to y'all about my CSP, right? If you're wanting to get off active duty, how to set yourself up for success. So that's one video. Then, you know, I want to talk about my journey with school, you know, balancing full-time school while I still active duty. Then I want to talk to y'all about, you know, the job search process and finding a job after the military. And then I want to talk about actually hiring our heroes. I want to talk about my journey moving from, you know, North Carolina to Chicago, and what has that experience been like with me getting settled, meeting people, you know, what is the people like out here, and then as well as what else? I'm about to do a lot of stuff that I want to like get y'all like just doing my channel moving forward, just a lot. But overall, I think I just want to take y'all through my journey and how I successfully set myself up coming off of active duty, y'all, because I think I did that. Like, if you knew and could talk to me and know my situation that is really happening right now, you would know, like, your girl is doing 10 times better than I would have touched or been able to get to staying active duty. So this is it, y'all. This is just an update video. I don't even think I'm gonna do too much editing on this video because I genuinely just want to get this video uploaded. I think I'm gonna look at this real quick once I get done recording, and I'm gonna just upload it and call it a day. But that is it, y'all. Stay tuned. Whatever you would like to hear more about from me, just leave it down in the comments. You know, drop something in the comments to let me know that you miss me or you still support me. Anything, y'all. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me something to let me know that I need to continue with YouTube, because, you know, maybe this is the part that is actually my purpose and I needed time to focus on it. So if you really do enjoy my videos, you like hearing me talk, you want to hear more about what I've been up to and all the things that I've talked about more in depth, you want separate videos, let me know down in the comments. But continue to subscribe, like the video, so I can continue to share more of what's been going on post active duty army. But that's it, y'all. I will talk to y'all later.